Welcome to the channel about a healthy lifestyle.
Today we're going to look at the critical mistakes of all healthy living systems. Most healthy living systems recommend that a person move a lot. That's fine. We like to recommend moving more too. But what's the problem? Often the problem is an overtraining syndrome. What is that? For example, a person is told they have to walk a lot, and the person begins to walk a lot. For example, we say that the norm of movement is to walk 20 kilometers a day, and people who started with just 2 or 3 kilometers a day walk 10, 15, or 20 kilometers a day. People are starting to take this recommendation as some rule. A rule is good, but it's not a law, violation of which threatens death. But if you don't feel well, then you can skip the workout. You don't want overtraining syndrome. If you have a large physical load every day, the body will accumulate hormonal fatigue after some time. That is, the body will get used to the same action and the production of growth hormone, somatotropic hormone, in the body will decrease. During overtraining syndrome, the somatotropic hormone continuously decreases. Then there will be a decrease in the production of all hormones, which means there will be a collapse of hormonal metabolism. You have to learn to catch this moment and, accordingly, stop any physical activity for 1 or 2 weeks. Depending on your inner feelings, it is necessary to give the body an opportunity to restore hormonal balance. If a person continues to exercise despite the fact that he or she has accumulated the following symptoms: fatigue, apathy, loss of libido or interest in life, depression, poor sleep, and various pains in muscles and ligaments, he or is harming his health. But it's very important not to rush to the other extreme. I have the overtraining syndrome, and I won't do anything. How do you know if you have an overtraining syndrome or just laziness? When you have done, say, walking or other exercises and you have a feeling that I am good, there is a rush of energy, then continue training. And when you've done the exercises, but you have a bad condition, the body tells you that it is time to rest and how to get back to training in 1 or 2 weeks, when you want to run somewhere and do exercises again. The second mistake is not getting enough sleep. Sleep is a very important thing that, for the most part, suffers first when one begins to healthy lifestyle. Many people try to do physical exercises early in the morning, sometimes at dawn. At the same time, a person continues to do all his or her usual activities in the evening. As a result, he goes to bed late and tries to get up early. As a consequence of falling asleep late and waking up early, sleep deprivation accumulates. In sleep, the body recovers, and regeneration takes place. If you do physical exercise instead of sleeping, it will not lead to anything good. Exercise should be done instead of on the couch, but not instead of sleeping. Sleep is sacrosanct. I'll tell you even more about the physical activity that any quality healthy lifestyle implies involves more sleep. That's the essence of physical activity. When you load yourself up a lot, you injure the body. A therapeutic injury, but an injury. After that, you have to rest. Lack of adequate rest and reduced sleep time is the main mistake even of the masters of healthy living. This kills, and not in quotes, but directly. It kills because the more exercise you give, the more activity you give, and the more sleep you need. You've destroyed old cells and old tissues through exercise and activity. When you sleep, regenerate it to a greater extent. That is, you kind of rejuvenate yourself with sleep. Regenerate. I can also add about sleep. There is no such thing as healthy sleep on sleeping pills. In order for these people to engage in a healthy lifestyle, they first need to address their sleep problem. The third mistake is not exercising the neck. In the neck are the vertebral arteries that feed the brain stem. If a person has osteochondrosis in their neck, they will have clamped vertebral arteries and there will be impaired nutrition to the brain stem. The brain stems controls absolutely all the automatic processes in the body: breathing, heartbeat, metabolism, hormone metabolism, cellular metabolism, controls sleep and wakefulness. That's why with a stiff neck there will be poor sleep, and more often than not, people who are sitting on sleeping pills are helped by neck exercises. That is, attention to the blood supply to the brain. That is, to the cervical spine. In order for the cervical spine to be flexible, elasticity is not given, and this is a very important part of a healthy lifestyle. If you move, your neck will be constricted. That is, the automatic processes will be disrupted, and regeneration will be impaired. Often when your neck is constricted, your blood pressure goes up. This happens because the brain does not have enough oxygen, and the heart causes the blood pressure to rise. Exercise and a healthy lifestyle without paying close attention to the cervical spine in order to improve brain blood flow are impossible. Without good blood flow to the brain, there will be no wellness, because all the natural automatics do not work. The fourth mistake is nutrition. First, natural fat should not be excluded. It should not be ignored. It has to be. The body needs it, both vegetable and animal. That is, you need to use oil, olive oil or cocoa butter, or coconut oil. The main thing is that these oils should be first pressed and not thermally processed. Animal fats, butter, sour cream, cottage cheese, yogurt. Please eat, the fatter the better. That is, natural fat must be present in the diet. Whoever excludes it will literally die, and he will start dying from his lungs. It's the lungs that consume the fattest. In order to breathe, they need a lot of fat. There is a substance in the lungs called surfactant. It coats the lungs from the inside. It's pure high-quality fat. All our organ cell membranes are made of fat. Secondly, you don't have to eat carbs on purpose. They are in dairy products. Carbohydrates are in meat. They are in the liver. And they are in fish. Carbohydrates are there in the small amount that you need. In vegetables and fruits they are there. You don't have to eat a lot of them on purpose. White sugar is not to be eaten. Why shouldn't you eat carbs on purpose? Because if you don't have enough of them, the body will make carbohydrates out of fat. There is a process where the body makes carbohydrates from fat, as much as it needs, no more, no less. This is called gluconeogenesis. If you eat any kind of carbohydrates on purpose, pasta, white bread, not to mention sugar, and sweets, you will raise your blood sugar levels, and be putting extra strain on your pancreas. Many systems, especially those with a bias toward vegetarianism, sin by eating a lot of carbs. This is also a very big mistake. The fifth error is a violation of the balance between nutrition and activity. Very often it happens that, let's say, one adept says, only movement, everything else is just a trifle. The other one says, the main thing is diet. That is, there has to be a balance between nutrition and movement in the system. Without movement, nutritional systems don't work. Once again, I'll pay attention to trans fats. Learn to read the labels on foods and see if there's trans fat or not. It is often called hydrogenated vegetable fat on labels. Trans fats are when you take vegetable fat, run hydrogen through it and it becomes solid. You get margarine. This is the margarine they feed you. Why did it become solid? The long vegetable fats broke down and bent the hydrogen into hooks, and that's what trans fats are. These are the fats that then get built into the membranes of our cells, especially our immune cells, and they start to work worse from that, and you get cancer in a person, because cancer cells are formed every day in our body. Our own immune system has to kill them. If the immune system is of poor quality, cancer cells no one, so you get cancer. But that's not the only cause of cancer. The sixth mistake is mental hygiene. The vast majority of people start to engage in a healthy lifestyle because they are also afraid to die. They don't want to die. They want to live forever. It is this wrong postulate that lies at the heart of overtraining syndrome. He is so afraid of dying that he runs away from this death or walks, or raises dumbbells up to the point of insanity, and that makes him die even faster. He is so afraid of eating too many calories that he begins to limit himself in calories. Instead of adding motion, he starves himself. He is so afraid to die that he sleeps little and his sleep becomes restless. He gets up earlier, thinking that now the higher powers will thank him for it. This is not the message that should be the starting point for any system of healthy living. You should start doing it with the message that you want to enjoy the process of what you will be doing, not so that you don't die or recover from something. To recover means not to die from an illness, but to enjoy doing it. You have to orient your psyche to that. Otherwise, it will kill you. If you do the activity in order not to die, in order not to be sick, all the time in your head, then you will die and you will be sick, because our brain and body are organized in such a way that it's a whole. What's in your head will be in your body. But if you have decided to take the path of health, the path of wellness, what for? To be happy, so be happy. From your first steps on the road to wellness, think about what makes you feel good to do. Do your gymnastics. How good, how enjoyable, eating delicious fatty foods, fruits, and dairy products. Again, you think how good it feels. Sleep as much as you need, enough, in order to get enough sleep, to get up in a good mood. And you understand that it's also a healthy way of life. It's also your health, that for the sake of it you're doing everything, to feel good, to have a good mood, to enjoy life. What are the problems of modern society? People spend their health, energy, and nervous tension in order to make money. In the end, they earn that money or they don't earn it. Let's say they earn money, but there is no happiness. Why? Because there is no mental hygiene. A person needs to live for pleasure, to feel good in the soul and physically was good, so he spreads this good mood to others, to shine like the sun. Friends, please write in the comments whether you adhere to a system of healthy living and whether you have faced such mistakes. Share your experiences and opinions. It will be interesting. And now I recommend you to watch my other video, where I talk about the benefits of drinking warm water. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscriptions. In the description of the video, you will find more useful information. All the best to you.
I wish you health.